Good morning to you. It's Daybreak at iFiber One News Radio. I'm Jeff Slakey. Hope you're having a good start to your day. On the heels of a wonderful conversation down at the Civic Center, we continue to focus on Shelton this morning. Got Ryan Wheaton, Shelton City Manager, and Craig Gregory from Public Works on the air. Good morning, guys.
Morning, Jeff. Morning.
What a great event last night. Let's start with that.
It was very good. We estimate about 60 people. We counted at one point during the event. It was great because we saw familiar faces. We saw a couple people that we see at our normal commission meetings. But for the most part, I thought that we had actually people that I've never seen, I've never interacted with. We had a lot of people when we polled at the beginning of the event, asked where people live, where they work. We actually had a good amount of people that are actually living and working in the city limits, which we don't typically get when we hold our daytime meetings or even our 6 o'clock meetings. So it was really great to have new faces show up, interact with people. It was a great chance to talk about some of the work that department directors like Craig have done in the last year and also explain some of the projects that they have coming up.
Yeah, Craig, you and Mark Ziegler got the lion's share of the questions related to you. Very, very basic, not basic, but a variety, including, where's my road going to get paved? I got a lot of pooling of water from this and that and the other thing. We got these speed bump type things happening around, but pretty good. And, I got to give it up to you guys sitting up there. There was some not uncomfortable conversations, but some tough words of truth by the community spoken to you, and you guys handled it very nice, and I thought it was a great back and forth.
We tried, and I think that one of the things that was highlighted last night is that you have real people working at the city office. Yeah. That Craig, Mark, Darren, Nola, Vicky, Tim McKern, that if you have questions and you need to ask about when your street's going to get paved or when we're going to enforce the code enforcement rules, that you can actually ask those questions. You'll get an answer. And Craig mentioned when we were walking off stage that one of the things that we forgot to mention to people was that you don't have to wait for an event like this to call in a service request. You can do that. We can take a look at what your request is. And while it was great to have some of those questions last night, you can call the office today and get those things answered.
It was a pretty cool deal, Craig. What did you think about it?
As Ryan said, until we know about something, we can't go and fix it. So we don't have enough staff to go out and look for those problems when they're actually happening. So it would be good for them to let us know before an event like that. But last night was outstanding. It was really good to hear from everybody. And I think, like Ryan said, the most impressive thing that I saw was a bunch of new faces. Yeah. So it's good to get some other residents of Shelton engaged and involved in what we're doing and get some feedback from them.
Not a lot brought up on the Proposition 1. Andy has voiced and put out a video on that you can see on the city's website, and we'll link to that as well. I'm not sure. I watched through and listened to it. Let's talk about the pay structure on that for the current way we look at it now, with the 3-person and then up to a 7 if that gets voted on. Is that a 2.5 times increase in salaries, or is there something else with that?
That was the one part of the video that didn't make it to the final version. The reality for us was that it's a separate issue, and we're trying to maintain impartiality and provide the straight facts about what's going to be out there. So what we've put out both in the video and in the mailer that's going to go out this month with utility bills is really all that we'll put out. But a question like that, we're happy to answer anytime. I actually got this question right after I talked to Craig stepping off the stage last night, and I mentioned to the gentleman, I wish you would have asked me that in front of everybody, because it is a question I get individually.
I bet.
Right now we have budgeted a little over $75,000 for salaries for our commissioners, for the 3 people. A city our size with 7 council members, the average for the city between 7,500 people and 15,000 is around 43,000. So at any point, should this pass or before that, the commission currently will have to address what that salary is going to look like. So we're confident that the salary that we have budgeted now, like I said, a little over 75,000, would cover what the normal salary is for a 7-person council.
And we've talked a little bit about this, but what else does that include? Is there some health help, medical help there, and vision and dental, or is it just like a small stipend?
Currently, the way the rules have been written, and they were done about 17, 18 years ago, the commission is maxed at $25,400 of salary. and then the benefits that they get are in addition to that. So there's retirement and also medical, vision, dental. So that's not included in that $25,400. That's in addition to it.
Okay. So we'll continue, and folks, you'll have your opportunity to vote on that this upcoming November. Would encourage you highly to look at the pieces put forth by the city, as well as talk with your friends and neighbors and look at how they do it elsewhere. Earlier this month on our Facebook, we posted a story about a potential roundabout up in Belfair, and much like the amount of comments when you guys first put forth that idea, there is a lot of strong opinion on roundabouts.
We've noticed.
I don't want to become Seattle, get these traffic situations out of my face. I just want to go through the intersection. Where are we at with this? Are we going to see one of these roundabouts in the city anytime soon, Craig? And then expect phone calls, I'm sure, throughout the rest of the day.
Not anytime soon.
Okay.
We are looking at the design of Alder and Olympic Highway North, and we did initially look at a modern intersection there, some sort of traffic calming to change that very accident-prone intersection.
Yeah.
But after really taking a look at it, it doesn't look like anything there is going to necessarily fit. So the concept at this point in the 10% designs is just a T intersection with through traffic heading north and south and stop signs on Alder Street.
Okay.
So that is the initial concept. We will have a public meeting to discuss design, and that will certainly be one of those things that we take a look at as far as how to approach that intersection. But at this point, that is not on the table,
All right.
and we are not moving forward with a modern intersection at this point.
You hear that? That's the sound of a bunch of cheers, I think. People, one of the things you mentioned last night at the event was the visioning project and how you were able to take a million, if not $1 million more,
Many millions.
many millions plan and turn it into a bunch of work for $35,000. How did you do that?
On the
railroad, the visioning whole project, the Forterra and the downtown core, they had this vision, and it was billed at $1 million or something to retransform railroad. You and the public works guys able to bring it down to $35,000. That's quite the savings.
Well, it's not done.
Yes.
So it
not
provides us with a kind of a template for moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, that $1 million figure that we were talking, and it's multi-million-dollar figure. It was new sidewalks, roadway, landscaping. So it was more than what we did at this point. But what we really were trying to do in a short time frame was mirror or have something that was similar to what the Downtown Visioning Group was bringing forward and that vision that they had.
So pictures did look quite similar to what was proposed. But I guess you're right with the sidewalks and the crosswalks and things like that.
And one of the goals we'd done, Craig mentioned last night, we had done a 2-block section that didn't look at all like the vision committee put forward. And when we sat down with them and asked them, this picture, is this what you envisioned when you guys sat down for over a year and worked on this? When they told us yes, Craig and his team worked very, very hard for a month to get that into place. And what we're hoping is that we figure out if what is there now is going to work long term, because before we move forward with a multi-million-dollar project that completely transforms essentially Main Street in downtown Shelton, we want to make sure that we're able to do that for a very low amount of money, so that if any kinks need to be worked out, we haven't gone forward with a major project.
Very good, very good. Well, these are continuing conversations. We'll have them here as we focus on Shelton. Ryan Wheaton, City Manager, Craig Gregory from Public Works. Good to see you guys, and again, good job last night on the Shelton Out Loud event.
Thanks, and thanks for coming.
Oh, it was great. It was good. It was good information to have.